Good morning. It's Sunday, the first day this weekend that I've really been able to just do nothing in a lot of ways. I mean, what am I doing? Trying to get some breakfast started. Friday I had a meeting with somebody from the relocation team. I should probably do an update on that. For any of you who are new and don't know what I'm talking about, or like I said, it has just been a while since I've talked about it, my whole building is going to undergo reconstruction next year. Well, starting next year, I guess. And I first heard about this in November of last year. I walked in on a meeting about it. No one told me about the meeting. But I got home from work and my relative who was driving me said, oh, there's a meeting going on. And I was like, I wonder what that's about. So I went in, kind of stood there listening. They're talking about this project that's going to happen in the building. I'm like, I better come in here and sit in on this. I was so overwhelmed, I didn't even stay through the whole thing. I was like, I gotta talk to somebody one-on-one about this and have a conversation that's actually gonna make sense. What did I... Hold on. I'm missing something. I remember. There it is. It's hiding behind it. So, I freaked out. I was like, my first response when I heard about this was, hell no, I'm going to find a place to move. I'm not going to be in on this. And 11 months later, I still love the idea of moving, but logistically and realistically, am I going to find a place to move before this happens? And do I really want to move to a place that I might find? I mean, I suppose I should turn this information from my doctor in to the apartment manager and see if there's any kind of 2-bedroom apartment building that we can find, because even after the construction there will be no 2 bedrooms in this building. And in the interest of having room for my stuff, and specifically a more ideal place to put this exercise machine that I'm going to acknowledge that in all transparency I don't use as often as I should, but I do have control over that. I just don't. I guess I just haven't got the motivation. I haven't got the... But have I let that control in there? Speaking of exercise, this would count as exercise. Not enough, but... Not out of control, but I should probably turn that off soon enough. So that's been on the table for a while as a way to get out of being there when this construction's happening. But I was like, okay, is that even really going to work? And do I really want to move into a 2-bedroom? I thought I did. Anything was better than having to live around construction in my mind. However, I've since experienced 2 fire drills in the last 4 months. At least I would think of At least I think that's what you would call it, a fire drill. When a fire alarm goes off, for whatever reason, actually, I assume that there was a fire situation somewhere. But the whole point of saying that is, going through that, I was like, okay, this is a part of apartment building life. I've been dealing with this not very often, but the whole time in the 15, 16, 17 years I've lived in an apartment, well, in this apartment building. I don't think it ever happened in the apartment building that was full of studio apartments that I lived in when I first moved to this city. But in this building, and probably a lot of buildings, that's just part of apartment building life. The guy in apartment 620 burns his food. Every damn fire alarm in the whole building goes off. And everyone has to either evacuate or risk sitting there, meanwhile listening to that god-awful alarm for however long it takes to get the fire department over there, to get the situation under control, and to get that damn thing turned off. If I'm gonna change my living situation, as they say in the life coaching world, up level, you could call it upgrading, improving your situation, whatever you want to call it. If I'm going to up level, yes, I want to up level as far as how much room I have, but I want to up level in the sense that I don't even have to worry about that anymore. If my neighbor down the street has a fire situation, the only thing I hear is the fire truck speeding past me, code 3, to get to them. In other words, I'll hear the siren of the truck and the maybe big rev of the engine as they're hauling butt to get to the guy 6 houses down, or even 2 houses down, who burned his food or put out his cigarette in the less than ideal place, or whatever's going on in his world or her world or their world, that they've got a fire alarm going off. You don't get that in an apartment building. You get that renting a house or living in a house that you have bought. I don't really want the responsibility of home ownership, because if something goes wrong, or if grass gets like overgrown, or whatever like general house issues come up, if you own the home, it's your responsibility to find somebody to fix that, or fix it yourself. I don't want that kind of responsibility. That's why I'm still looking to rent. But realistically, I don't even have anyone to look at houses with. Nor, more importantly, do I have the money to even pay rent, never mind a security deposit. If I'm making $2,000 a month and it's costing $1,900 a month to rent a house, you can't live on $100. I mean, my rent is much, much less than $1,900, and I'm struggling. Mostly because I've got these big savings goals that feel so impossible, but I'm determined to make it happen somehow. And then, of course, that's good talk, but then by the time I get done spending money, paying bills, paying for necessities, paying for everything, I've got a piddling amount left to save or to do anything with. So if that's my situation now with the rent that I have to pay now, there's no way I could afford to rent a big house, the big house that I want. So that's where I am right now. That's why I had the meeting with the relocation team. That's where all this was starting from. I had the meeting with the relocation team to have a conversation about if I'm here when this whole thing starts, which realistically, despite my desires, I probably will be. How are we going to actually make this halfway bearable? And I mean, I feel a little better about it given what he was able to tell me, but I don't think I'm done talking to these people. Anyway, Friday I had that, and then I had the whole rest of the day to myself, but I didn't realize it. I thought I had a virtual appointment that ended up not happening. I wish I'd known that these things were canceled like before they were supposed to happen. It's nice if you have a day to yourself. It's nice if you know about that from the beginning. But anyways, that was Friday. Saturday, well, I didn't really have a whole lot to do, but I felt, well, yes, I did. Saturday on Fridays, not all Fridays, every other Friday, I get this, my transcription client that prepaid and that well, first of all, getting money, period, is a motivation to, I'm going to go ahead and eat this, a motivation to do what you can do. Oh, duh. Come on, Han. Just jump into this, don't even microwave it. I'm trying a great value bagel with cream cheese between it, as opposed to much more expensive from the local grocery store that I spend way too much money. Okay, stop. I may have to pause this vlog. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. I just put that in for too long. Okay. Friday afternoon, I got the transcription job for my client. Once I get those, I want to just get them done and get them taken care of. However, there is a certain standard of accuracy and like good work that I hold myself to. So I don't just do them and hurry up and get it the hell over with. I do it. I want to do it and get it done, but I want it to be good quality. So on those weekends that they send their transcripts or they send their audio to be transcribed, I kind of prioritize that. So that's what I got done Saturday, and I placed my first Walmart order. There's a video about that I will post hopefully soon, but there is an order to these videos and I want to get a couple others posted first. Yeah, I did it. I took the leap. I have not completely abandoned Shipt. I love Shipt. I love the fact that when you place an order and the shopper starts it, they text you. They say, hey, I'm getting started on your order. If something isn't there, they text you and say, hey, I can't find this. They don't have it. What do you want me to do? They text you and say, I'm on the way. So much, it's so much more interactive than Walmart. Although Walmart does, as it turns out, text you and say, your order's on the way. Which I now know. Therefore, I'm not going to set an alarm for the time the window opens and then go outside and wait for them to show up. That was a waste of time yesterday, but and I know I don't have to do that, but just the way my apartment building is, and they don't necessarily know to call me on the security system and expect me to let them in. It's kind of the random driver. Again, there's not a lot of texting going on in the Walmart, delivery experience. That's why I like Shipt more than I like Walmart, and some kind of principal issues with Walmart. I might discuss that later. But at the end of the day, I had to acknowledge that Walmart has got better prices. Whatever I want to spend on groceries will go a lot farther if I try to spend it at Walmart than if I try to spend it at my local grocery store with Shipt. And I can either talk about how much I want to save and then keep living the life that I'm living where there's nothing to save, or I can acknowledge, for example, that you literally are saving money and living better when you work with Walmart, because you're saving money on groceries, therefore you have a little bit more money to maybe live better in 11 months when you go see your heart father, the man you love like a father, the father you never really had, and get in his arms and snuggle with him and spend in-person time that you haven't spent for way, way too long and that both of you deserve. Yeah, I'm determined to make that happen. How do you save to make that happen? First of all, you go to a place like Walmart where they don't charge as much, or where there's ways to not spend as much. And you offer them a chance to show that they care a little bit about people with disabilities by asking them to consider becoming an Aira Access Network partner, which means Aira, a virtual assistant company that helps blind people, can help a blind person shop on Walmart.com without them having to pay for the minutes they use to do that task. That is not a reality yet. I would love to see it happen. I've put a email into Walmart. We'll see what they say. So far I haven't heard back. Anyway, I did transcription and did my first Walmart order yesterday. Today, I don't really have any obligations, although I do want to. There are a couple of things that I didn't get yesterday that I'm gonna need before, first of all, before next week. Well, yeah, I think it's safe to say that I'm gonna run out of those things before next week. And at least one of them, Walmart doesn't even seem to carry, or if they do, they won't deliver it. They have to ship it. Well, I don't know why you can deliver some things and you can't others, but I'm not going to have that shipped to my post box and then try to figure out how to transport the box back here. With that big old thing, I'll just go to shipped and have shipped go to a place that I've ordered it from tons of times before. I know that they deliver it. I'll be using shipped a lot less, maybe, or I'll only use shipped for certain things. But yeah, shipped has its place. Walmart, unfortunately, is going to be the place, or fortunately, no matter how you look, depending on how you look at it, is going to be the place I do the most shopping, because your money goes farther there. And is this the end of part 1 of this vlog? Jeez, I've sat here yapping for ever. Just to say, I don't really have anything I'm obligated to do today by a certain time. I certainly would like to go get my packages at the post box, but I have no one to take me over there. I did call them and say, hey, I'm trying to get over there, but I have no transportation. I mean, literally, everyone's either out of town or not returning my calls. That's like the second time I've reached out to this person and never heard back. I'm getting a message. And I was recently connected to somebody else in my area who has the willingness to help me and the desire to drive around and just be out and about. But right now, their vehicle situation doesn't back up their desire to do that. So right now, they're not available either. As soon as they are available, I welcome the assistance very gratefully. But right now, there's a limit to what that person's able to do. So literally, I have no one to. And I'm almost out of Aira minutes again. So if I was going to say, okay, you know what, this gets done today, I'm taking a Lyft in there, Lyft. That would mean spending money on the Lyft, buying another bundle of Aira minutes so they can see me through the trip, because I wouldn't want to do this without Aira. I would just want the peace of mind of knowing that they were like keeping an eye on things, even keeping me posted about what was going on. But, you know, that's another expense that that's not how you save, you know. That's how you spend more money. So, and as I said in another vlog, having LIFT, door-to-door transit, pick me up and take me to the post box, I could set that up. But then what am I going to do in the half hour to an hour that they're going to take trying to pick me up to go back? You can't say, wait 5 minutes, I'll be right there. That's not the way door-to-door transit works. They drop you off. You have to spend at least half an hour at the location, and they pick you up in another half-hour window. Now, if I was going to, say, Starbucks and grabbing a coffee, and then there was a place I could sit and wait, sip on the coffee or hot chocolate, as it would be. For me, I'm not a coffee drinker, but and I could just sit there and wait until the door-to-door transit vehicle came to pick me back up. That would be a situation that I could say, okay, it's Saturday, I'm going to call and make a reservation for tomorrow, and you guys are going to take me to Starbucks. That I could do. For me to call and make a reservation for tomorrow, for you people to take me to the post box, you drop me off, I go in there, get my stuff, I've got 25 minutes, half an hour, 35 minutes, 45 minutes, however long it's going to take to wait. There is no chair where you can sit down and wait. There is no place to sit down and wait. They have no lobby there. How am I supposed to do that? I'm not going to stand there with a bunch of packages and like hang out in their like business being in everyone's way waiting for this damn ride. That's just not the way it works. So taking door-to-door transit to get packages out of the post box is not an option. So, yeah, I started this out to be a vlog. I didn't know what kind of vlog it was going to be, but this is turning more into a chatty video that is not going to be much of a vlog. I mean, it might be, but we're already at... I'm going to have to hook this recorder up to some kind of computer to even show me how long it's been, but I've been yammering on forever. Of course, I'll edit some of this out, I'm sure, but not much. Anyway, this is me. This is the chatty person that you're subscribed to or that you're watching. First of all, shout out to my new subscribers. I don't know how many I have right now, but I know that there have been a person or two that have subscribed in the past few weeks, and hi, thanks for subscribing. But I could have just said, hi, it's Sunday. I don't really have any obligations today, and it's nice to be able to just do things at your leisure. I want to have some things delivered from Shipped, and that's really pretty much all I've got going. Unless I get serious about picking my items up at the post box, which I don't think I'm serious enough to spend that kind of money on Aira minutes and a lift. I called the post box place yesterday and said, hey, I'm trying to get over there, but I really don't have anyone to take me over there, and I just wanted to make sure that you knew I was like conscious of what was going on. And they're like, yeah, it's okay, no problem. And you know, even though they've got a few packages, I get the impression that it's not as many as some people have. I mean, I did want to make sure that they knew I wasn't like dropped off the face of the earth, but there are probably other people that end up with way more packages and wait longer before they finally get in there and pick them up. I don't think I'm at that point yet, so I really didn't necessarily even have to make that call, but I was like, let me just keep the lines of communication open. But I've been talking your ear off for probably a good solid all of 30 minutes. I may just stop this now, and if there's more to the vlog... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'll go ahead and edit this and see where we are time-wise by the time I'm done editing all the pregnant pauses and trips over your tongue, so you say that over again. Once I have that, I'll know whether to keep trying to vlog or call this the end of a part 1 vlog and go from there. But the only real obligation I have is tonight. I've got a coaching call. I'm being coached. I'm not the coach. I don't think I'd be the coach. Life coaching would be the perfect way to work from home, but I don't consider myself a life coach. I don't think I want to be a life coach. But that doesn't mean I'm not open for life coaching. I've decided what coaches I'm going to work with. I spend the amount of money I spend on life coaching is the amount of money I'm going to spend. I'm not going to spend any more. I've got my life coach, I've got my money coach, or my life, I guess, couple of coaches. I belong to this coaching community. I've got my life coaches, I've got my money coach. I spend what I spend, and I'm not going to spend any more. Which is why every coach in the world can email me, because I went through this period of time where I was like subscribing to or trying freebies by every coach I was hearing about, wondering if one of them might be able to help me get my shit together. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, not everyone's going to align with me, and spending money on every coach under the sun is another way to waste money. Get clear about who is best to work with right now. Not that none of the other ones have valuable content or things that could be useful, but get clear about who you want to work with, and everybody else is going to have to go to the back burner, and that's it. So I'm clear about that. I've got a call with one of them tonight. Other than that, I can really do what I want to do, and that's nice. And I'm thinking I might start vlogging on my days off again instead of trying to vlog actually in the workday. I'm going to turn this thing off, edit it down, see what kind of time that is, and then make a decision about what to do with the rest of this video. Is this where it ends? Is this the long-ass intro that starts it? No, actually, we are at, 27 minutes and something? I'm actually going to sign off. This has been part 1 of a chatty-ass vlog. Thank you for listening to this rambling, audio-centric video. Check out anv.me, my website. Check out fetchrewards.com if you would like to take your receipts from everywhere, from the gas station to the grocery store to the spa even, I believe, and scan them into an app that turns them into points, which you can turn those points into, when you add up enough points, you can turn them into gift cards. Go to fetchrewards.com, FETCHREWARDS.com. Create an account and use my referral code, which is FGMMY. That's F as in Frank, G as in Golf, M as in Michael, M as in Michael, Y as in Yankee. And that will get me a couple of thousand points for referring you, and I believe you a couple of thousand points to get started with. That's a win-win for everyone if you ask me. And you'll hear from me in the next video. Bye. Now, can I figure out how to turn this thing off? I always do this wrong. Is it Control F8?